he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
Well, happy Sunday, friends. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm Franky, and this is the Think Tank. So today we're going to go over again a little bit about the Idaho case and again the Murdaughs. Both of these cases have so many different, what would you want to say? They're like an octopus. They've got arms everywhere. So I think, hello. I think what we'll do at first is we'll just kind of go through a fast, found a video I wanted to watch with you guys. So I thought maybe I'll look at this here. So this is the infamous video of Murdaughs being in there with the dogs at the kennel. We've got Bubba, and I think they call this one Cash. Let's take a look here. Let me know what you think. This was just presented to court not long ago. Was it the last Thursday or Friday? I'm not sure why their screen is not catching up with us here. Any plans for your Sundays, friend? Sunday, friends? Okay. This is very brief. But you tell me how many voices you hear in here.
Get that.
That sounds like Paul, right?
Quick, Cash. Come. Quick. That's okay. Come here.
Yes, Cash. Oh, hold on. Let's go back here a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is where we hear, in my opinion, Alex. Listen for, I think he says, come here, Bubba.
Quick. That's okay. Come here.
Alex.
Get back. Get back. Quick, Cash. Come.
Cash.
Quick. That's okay. Come here. Come here.
That was Alex, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth.
Oh, see, there's the parents, both of them, right? Both Maggie and Alex.
There's a chick there.
I'm gonna listen to this. I'm gonna listen to this one more time. I'm sorry, and I won't talk.
Get back. Get back. Quick, Cash. Come. Quick. That's okay. Come here. Come here, Cash. Get back. Get back. Quick, Cash. Come. Quick. That's okay. Come here. Come here, Cash. Shit. Come here. Post it. Cash.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth.
Hey, Bubba.
Sounding like both parents to me.
Hey, Bubba.
That's a guinea.
This is a chicken.
Come here, Bubba.
Come here, Cash.
Come here, Bubba.
Cash. Quit.
So this is, make sure I got everything on the go. This is supposed to be when Alec is napping or on his way to his mother's, but he says he was absolutely not down with the dogs. And at the very end of this particular video is when everything goes cold. Everything stops. There's a tiny bit of movement on Paul's phone. No more, he's not returning any more text messages. He's not returning any more FaceTimes. On his end, everything stops. So this is what it says here. 2 witnesses on Wednesday placed Alex Murdaugh at the crime scene minutes before his wife and son were gunned down, in a major blow to the once powerful attorney's alibi. So, I don't know. I heard 3 voices personally. Well, hello, James. Happy Sunday to you, friend. Going through the Murdaughs a little bit more, trials back again first thing tomorrow morning. And honestly, when I am going through that live, I don't hear as much as y'all do when it comes to what's happening in court, because I'm busy doing a few other different things. I'm constantly distracted, let's put it that way, from what they're doing. So it's been nice to have everything to go over again. So I do have the sanctions that were put up, but let me just, I'll get back to this in a moment. It is something like, let's see here. We won't be able to go over it today. It would almost have to be another video. It's 62 pages long. So there's that. Okay, I'll get back to this here. So it says Paul Murdaugh's close friend and neighbor, Rogan Gibson, took the stand after lunch break on the Colton County Courthouse in Walterboro, South Carolina. So to remember who Rogan Gibson is, he is the guy that was getting the messaging back and forth with Paul Murdaugh. And that last clip that we just seen had not yet been sent. So the last conversation he had was basically when everything stopped for Paul. So Alex is charged with fatally shooting his youngest son with a shotgun, and his wife, Maddie Murdaugh, with a rifle near the dog kennels of the family's sprawling hunting estate known as Moselle at about 8:50 p.m. June 7th, 2021. Seems like yesterday. So there he is. Alex Murdaugh cries while watching a video clip on his son's phone in the double unaliving trial of Alex Murdaugh and the Colton County Courthouse in Walterboro, Wednesday, February 1st, 2023. Well, hello, Dandy. Good to see you, friend. So I've watched a couple different things about his reactions, you know, different things on body language, just kind of trying to see what's going on with this man, because sometimes it seems like he can turn emotions on and off like the drop of a dime. But I honestly think that sometimes he's full of crap, but I am thinking that sometimes he honestly might be crying, because it's very hard to get your nose to run if you're not. So the question would be, is he crying for what he's done? Or is he crying because he no longer has his son? Or is there a bit of the two mixed in there? But when his nose is running and stuff, that's a really hard thing to fake. So I don't know what's going through his mind when he's doing this, but it's usually when his wife and Paul are being shown. They used to, like, I thought it was a pizza box for the longest time. It was a lid to a stationery box. So he had left his black lab Cash at the Moselle Dog Kennels. Paul placed a 4-minute call to Gibson at 8:44, and they had discussed a possible issue with Cash's tail. You could see where Paul was always holding up his tail and trying to get a good look. Paul told him he'd take a video of Cash's tail and send it as soon as the call disconnected. And that was the video we just watched, and we know that it was never sent. Crying for himself. Yeah. Do you think, though, James, do you think any part of that could be, do you think he's got, like, could he be even a little bit upset by what he just seen? Like what he did and then what he's seen, you know? Poor me, poor me. Yeah. He is absolutely coming out with a lot of poor me's. Unreal. So I don't know. I'm just finding this interesting. On the weekend, I'm glad we're able to go through this today because honestly, there's so much. Upset because he's not they're the reason. Oh, I'm sorry, Dandy. Upset because he's the reason they aren't here anymore. Yeah. Poor baby, right? Poor baby. Yeah. It's just foreign to me, you know? It's just foreign to me how people behave the way they do. Is this where I was? No. Is this where I was? No. Oh, this is where I was. Let's see here. Was the last time you ever talked? Paul told him he'd take the video of Cash's tail, but he never arrived. And was this the last time you ever talked to your friend? Asked Assistant Attorney General Crichton Waters. It was, he replied. His voice was crackling slightly as the rapt jury stared intently at the witness. Oh, hi. Very good then. He texted Paul twice and tried to call him 4 more times. He also messaged Maggie, text, but prosecutors are saying that they had already been unalived by this point. Investigators interviewed Gibson that day and told him, my mouth is, let me have a liquid. So investigators interviewed Gibson the next day, and he told them he heard Maggie's voice in the background and was 99% sure that he also heard Alec. So months after the unalivings, investigators recovered 50-second unsent video of Cash from Paul's cell phone, which was recorded at 8:49 p.m. They get very detailed in their timing. On November 2022, they asked Gibson to watch the video and identify the voices. Prosecutors played the clip for jurors, and a woman can be heard bantering in the background. So do you recognize the voice of your second family? Asked Waters. Paul, Miss Maggie, and Mr. Alex, Gibson said. And as he said this, he did look directly at Alec. How sure are you now? Waters asked, and he said positive. Gasps could be heard in the gallery. Waters asked Gibson to identify Alex, and he did, said that he was wearing a pained expression. Wearing a pained expression, Gibson pointed to the disgraced attorney and said, sitting right there in the gray jacket. It was also revealed that Gibson had 4 missed calls from Alex between 10:21 and 10:30 the night of the double slaying, which he didn't see until he awoke the next day. So when Alec is doing that interview and he says, good day, Blifton, good to see you, friend. So when they took that first video, when he's in the cop car giving a statement, and he said the nice kid that was just kind of around the block, my understanding, that was Gibson that lived just around the corner. And he was the one that was receiving and sending messages with Paul. Alex repeatedly told investigators and videotaped interviews that he didn't visit that dog kennel the evening before the allegedly making the grisly discovery. So we just listened to that. This is what he's talking about, is the one that we just listened to. A second witness, however, Paul's friend Will Loving, also testified that he could hear 100% Alex Murdaugh's voice in the video as it was played for the third time in court on Wednesday. Loving pointed to Alex Murdaugh when asked to identify him in the courtroom. Don't know why I can't say Alec. Okay, we do have photographs of this area, but this is kind of, I wish I could enlarge it, but this is giving a pretty good visual for as far as where everybody was. So this would be Maggie, yeah, laying right across here, the doghouse back over here, and they did find a, okay, they call it projectile, in the cushioning of the doghouse. And back here is going to be Paul Murdaugh. So this is why they say that he was not in the storage room. If we look at the pictures, the first injury seems to have happened right here. And then almost as if it spun him around and he got another one. So they're saying that basically Alec drove up to this, and this is what they seen. He was able to see both. And I don't know, Mexi and I were talking about that, and she's pretty sure that he would have been able to see both of them. I find it still kind of, still don't know. So this says here that marker 1 right here is a shot shell wad. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all cartridge cases. 8 is a tire impression. Okay, let's see where that tire impression is. Okay, over here. So there's a tire impression over here. 9 and 10, so they're both in here with Paul. Those are shot shells. 11, let's see, is there an 11 showing up on here? Because what it does say is NA not used. Okay. 12 is suspected biological material. So 12 would be right here. Oh, that's kind of a strange place, is it not? And 13, it says bullet strike in gravel. So this is what happened. They're saying in a matter of no time that they were unalived. So it says Paul and Maggie had dinner. He took a 20-minute nap. This is coming from Paul. And Paul left the house. Maggie went to the kennels to run the dogs. Around 9 p.m., Alex said he awoke and called and texted Maggie, but she didn't answer. So it is this 20-minute nap here that is interesting, right? So what was he doing in that 20 minutes, do you believe? So let's see here. Around 9 p.m., Alex said he awoke and text Maggie, but she did not answer. And then the next thing that's being said is he went to visit his mother in nearby Alameda and returned to the main house, but no one was home. At 10:07 p.m., he called 911, hysterically and sobbing, to report that his wife and son had been badly shot. It was weird pronunciation there, but Prosecutors have argued that Alex committed the double unaliving to prevent his decades-long corruption schemes from coming to light. Gibson said he had known Paul all his life, and they became extremely close when they were about 11. They shared a love of outdoors, liked to fish, hunt deer, hogs, turkey, and quail. He said Paul's favorite weapons were 300 blackout rifle and a 12-gauge Super Black Eagle shotgun. So I cannot say for sure, but makes me wonder if those were the two weapons that were used, because it is very, very interesting to me that, you know, there's these missing firearms all of a sudden. So I'm just going to look like here for a second. Let's try and get this again. Let's see here. I have to see who some of this stuff is from. Don't want to get my fingers slapped. Okay, so I'm going to try a different one than this. This one is really good, but okay. So I think what we'll do, I'm going to pop over and see you guys. Clifton, James, Dandy, hello, friends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play back this 911 call again. Hope you guys are all having a great Sunday. Let's see here. Okay, is this the one I want to do? No. 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 Okay, let's see here. I may have found somebody for us. I looked this morning and I was having a little bit of problems, and okay, so I'll pop back. Let's take a peek. So remember, he was not, supposedly was not at those kennels. Come on. The Great Mountain Internet. Come on. It's like the little engine that could. Come on. Come on. No. There we are.
Communication.
I have Alex 147 Road.
Can you hear that okay?
And child shot.
Okay, sir, give the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay. Okay, and are they breathing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
Are they in a vehicle?
No, ma'am. They're on the ground out at my kennel.
Okay, and did you see anyone? Okay, is he breathing at all?
No, nobody.
Is she? Okay, do you see anything? Do you see anyone in the area?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What color is your house on the outside? What color is your house on the outside?
It's white. You can't see it from the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
It's a house.
Damn, every time I hear that, it's like, that is the most excited his phone gets in the whole damn thing. Let's do that again.
Okay, and what is your name?
It's a house.
My name is Alex Murdaugh. No, ma'am.
It's a house.
No, ma'am.
What color is your house on the outside? What color is your house on the outside?
It's white. You can't see it from the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
It's a house.
Okay, and what is your name?
My name is Alex Murdaugh.
Okay, and did you hear anything, or did you come home and find them?
No, man, I've been gone. I just came back.
Okay, and was anyone else supposed to be at your house?
No, ma'am.
The house.
Please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you.
Oh, man. Oh.
The operator leaves the call.
Okay, what is her name?
Maggie and Paul.
Maggie is her name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you. Me asking you these questions, don't slow them down, okay? And you sure they're not breathing? Is he moving at all, your son? I know you said that she was shot, but what about your son?
Nobody's. They're not. Neither one of them's moving.
What is your telephone?
So what do you guys think? It's almost like he can cry on cue sometimes. Like he was so quiet there. And then you watch him in that other interview, which I will look for. I don't know, like even watching him in court, he seems to be able to cry on cue.
Phone number. And does anything look out of place?
Ma'am, I not particularly, really, no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm going back down there.
I still want to know where he was parked, because where he is saying makes no sense.
Are they close, ma'am?
Yeah, they've been en route multiple people coming out there to you.
Sit down. Sit down now.
Okay, can you do me a favor, Mr. Murdaugh, and turn on the flashers on your car so that way they can see where the kennels are?
I have a hard time knowing where he is.
Do you have your flashers on for me, Mr. Murdaugh?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to touch them at all, okay? I don't know if you've already touched them, but I don't want you to touch them just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
I already touched them trying to get to see if they were breathing.
Okay. Well, I just don't want you to move anything just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
Oh. Ma'am, I'm going to call. I need to call some of my family.
Okay.
Who does that?
Well, do me a favor for me. Whenever you see the officer or the medics, because they're all coming to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. But we have them come in, turn on the flashes on your vehicle so they can see you, okay? You got the flashers on for me?
I do.
Okay. All right.
So that was basically the call that he made as soon as he found them. So that was a 911 call. Oh my. The 911 call came an hour after he arrived back at the property where his son, wife were found unalived. So I'm pretty sure all the documentation on this. So we won't go through it right now, but let's go through it on a day where we can take the time to go through it all. And you know what? I still haven't figured out why his head's bald here. So it says here, disgraced South Carolina lawyer Alex Murdaugh, who is suspected in the unaliving of his son and wife, allegedly waited an hour to call 911 after he arrived home. Dispatchers found them with gunshot wounds last year, they're saying. South Carolina investigators released the 911 call that we just listened to after 52-year-old Maggie and 22-year-old Paul Murdaugh were discovered unalived on a family estate in Islington. In court disputes whether the elderly Murdaugh should have complied to offer an alibi this week, prosecutors wrote in court filings that they have evidence placing him at the scene at 8:44 p.m. on the night of the unalivings of his wife and son. There's quite a few bits and pieces when it comes to Hey, Jasmine. When it comes to this, there's a lot. There's telephone recordings, there's 911 recordings, there's interviews that are recorded. There's a lot. So the judge has ordered Murdaugh to supply an alibi. The 911 calls were recorded on the evening of June 7th when Murdaugh told dispatchers in a shaky voice that he came home to the family's sprawling property in Islington and found 22-year-old Paul Murdaugh and 52-year-old Maggie Murdaugh on the ground. And he said at one point, I've been up to it now and it's bad. So let's see here. Jailed heir expected to be charged. So I did get all of this, and we will go through it probably at a later date. So Paul Murdaugh, at the time of his unaliving, was facing felony boating charges. So this is when Mallory Beach was killed after they went to basically like an oyster roast and got intoxicated, and then he wanted to stop. Well, they all wanted to get like a ride home, but he was like, no, got the boat. And he wouldn't allow anyone to maneuver it, just him. And oh my word, this guy was intoxicated, like bad, and a minor. It is, not what I'm at. Well, how does that work, right? Okay, so we'll have to look at the boat, probably in another, because that was taking us to politicians, and no thank you. Okay, Paul Murdaugh at the time of his death was facing felony boating while intoxicated charges from that crash that unalived one of his friends, Mallory Beach, and injured several others. His father, a former part-time prosecutor, has been accused in civil lawsuits of meddling with the investigation. And yeah, fair statement. And state investigators said that while looking into the slayings, they found information that led them to reopen the 2015 case of 19-year-old Stephen Smith, who was found unalived on a rural road with severe head trauma and near another one of the Murdaugh properties. Since then, the elder Murdaugh's life has seemingly fallen apart. He's been disbarred, kicked out from the family's law practice. Like, how humiliating would that be? Huh. Oh, wow, hey, oh my goodness. He stands accused, among other things, financial crimes and a botched unaliving for hire plot against him that would have sent his other son millions in life insurance payouts. Let me see if I can we'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's finish up here. So this is the fellow that supposedly took a shot while he was on the side of the road one day after the unalivings of his son and wife. In the same court filing Thursday, prosecutors called the defense's proposal that Curtis Eddie Smith, this dude, Murdaugh's alleged accomplice in the failed unaliving for hire setup, and that he played some role in the shootings, some scuttlebutt story. There we go. Okay, so it says defendant Alex Murdaugh also seems to pursue the same aim of prejudicing the public by quoting in a public filing some scuttlebutt story about Eddie Smith related. He heard about the groundskeeper having an affair with Maggie. Oh my word. So I don't know. Gossip. So it says a lot about defendant's true motives here and the motions that he will prominently be featured such salacious content, which adds nothing to the pretrial motion or his legal. So yeah, he's up to no good. Go figure. Go figure. So I want to see what this is. How you guys doing over there? Hello, Shauna. Good to see you, friend. No. Why do they do that? I don't know why they do that. I just want to see which one this is. I'm looking for, yeah. Okay, let's watch this. Okay, I may have found something. Guys, hello, Mary. Okay, let's
just
try
so
this.
happens that
To a murder mystery, and a significant one. No arrests, no suspects, more than 2 weeks after the shooting deaths of two members of a prominent South Carolina family. Investigators releasing very little information so far. I want to get to Jonna Spilborg, criminal defense attorney, to try and go through this now. So two found dead 2 weeks ago outside of a home.
Yep.
And nothing's been made public yet as to where the police might be looking. Jonna, what's
needle in a haystack type of investigation like this. They're going to put out a wide dragnet and try to decide who might have the motive, the means, and the opportunity to want one or both of these victims dead. And in this case, it just so happens that 2 years ago, Paul Murdaugh was, steering a boat, allegedly very drunk, and ended up killing one of his passengers. Could there be somebody who wants to get vengeance against him? These are the types of things that police need to start looking at in order to get to a true suspect.
Okay, so outside of a hunting lodge on the 7th of June, the son, Paul Murdaugh, age 22, and the mother, Maddie, age 52, were found shot dead. Back in 2019, the story you were just referencing is that Paul Murdaugh had been previously charged with boating under the influence in a crash that resulted in the death of a 19-year-old by the name of Mallory Beach. So state investigators have now retrieved DNA from all those connected with the boating incident from 2 years ago, almost as if to suggest we're either looking at the case from 2 years ago or we want to exonerate those who were involved in the boating incident from 2019 as it relates to this case today. Do I have that right?
You absolutely do. And I really do think this is a case of the latter. Again, this is process of elimination. And it's interesting because earlier in the week, we talked about how I don't ever think it's a good idea for a potential suspect to speak to law enforcement in the course of an investigation. But keep in mind, giving up any sort of DNA or bodily fluid does not violate the Fifth Amendment. So you either voluntarily do that to eliminate yourself, or police can get a warrant to extract that from you. So that's different than talking to police. And I suggest that this group is probably doing that to say, hey, wait a minute, we had nothing to do with it. We'll let the forensics tell the story here.
One more point. The Murdaughs are apparently one of that state's most prominent legal families. So
Yes.
where does that lead investigators when they try and figure out who may have had it in for them?
There's a lot of innuendo and rumor right now that the Murdaughs are involved in some sort of extreme cover-up, that they hold a lot of sway, they have a lot of power in that community. And I think we just need to pump the brakes on that a little bit, because at this stage in the investigation, even though the press and the public want information, they are not legally allowed to disclose it. FOIA has an exemption for ongoing investigations that they can't just pour forth with what they're investigating, because it could taint an investigation. And the last thing you want is for police to, say, listen, we picked a suspect by eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's not what you want at the end of the day. They have to play this close to the vest.
Jonna, thank you. It's a mystery that continues, at least for now.
Yes.
Jonna Spilborg, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so let me get out of here. Oh my God, out of here. That is at least a couple of things that have been going around. There's also, any plans, you guys? Happy Sunday. Okay, I think this is kind of interesting in my mind. So this is some of the evidence. I am going to pop over here for a second because I do want to see, and I'm good. I'm good. And back over here. And here. And where are we? Over here. So this is basically a photo gallery of some of the evidence that has been put through. Barmacat. Hello. Did I say that right? Barmacat. Okay, so the evidence table holds a 12-gauge shotgun presented in the Alex Murdaugh trial at the Colton County Courthouse in Waterboro. This is Thursday, January 26, 2023. And right here, a screenshot from Rogan Gibson's phone showing Gibson was talking to Paul Murdaugh to send a photograph of his injured dog's tail just minutes before the unaliving. 8:49 p.m. yesterday. Sorry, I think I just jumped one. Okay. Evidence seen during the trial shows the red stuff splattered all over the floor of the feed room where Paul Murdaugh was murdered. So this is what I'm thinking was the first one, because it's a little bit further in than where ultimately he was found. Because basically, I do believe his feet were found in here and the rest of them was outside of the feed room. So this is one of the shotgun shell casings that was found near the dog kennels. There was so much ammunition around this place, like live in the house, outside the house, shooting range, dog kennels. I mean, 1,700 acres of land. And not forgetting, this is what they call a hunting club. So, so that puts a little bit of context to it. Now, they're saying that because there was this type of ammunition used to unalive them, but because there's so many bullets that they cannot guarantee that it came out of one of their personal firearms. It's going to be an interesting week, guys. Hope you're there to join me. So the New Balance sneakers Paul Murdaugh was wearing when he was unalived. Look at how clean they are. This kid dropped. Rest in peace. Okay, so this is something that came in from Alex Murdaugh and was found on Maggie's phone after she was unalived. So this here, I would love your opinion on this one. Do you think this is regular conversation right now with him, or do you think maybe he is, I don't know, maybe he is already setting up an alibi? Okay, we looked at this earlier. So this is this shows where Maggie's body was. This shows where Paul's body was. Hers, it says, it was found near a single dog house on the property. So that would be right here. And Paul was found next to a row of kennels, which is down here. And this is where he had just finished taking a video of Cash, who's that chocolate lab. And this was taken just mere moments before just mere moments before he was unalived. No, thank you. No advertisement. No, thank you. Skip. So this is another shell that they found on the ground. I don't know how many shells they're going to show us because, oh my word. Oh my word. An evidence photo of a box of shotgun shells on the Murdaugh property. Look at this. And I think that's what's going on over here too. Like, whoa. Are you kidding me? Let me go over here for a second. Let's mix it up. Oh, not like that. I'll get back into that. And then I'll do what I was planning on doing. Ta-da! I am a Sunday mess. You see, okay, let me... Yeah, she was asking for a divorce and living at the beach house and not with him. You know what? That is exactly what I have heard. Is it Bamacat? Bamacat? That's exactly. Did I see Sunshine in here too? Did I miss Sunshine? If I missed you, friend, hello, hello, hello. And hello, fried green tomatoes. Love your handle. Love your handle. Okay, let's get back to this gallery. It doesn't say how many pieces of evidence are, but it's, oh yeah, okay, 9 of 19. So that's not so bad. So this is the same splatter that we seen a little bit ago, just a few pictures back. And this is just more evidence that shows blood splatter on the ground. And you can finish reading the rest. A close-up of the droplets on the floor of the feed room where Paul was unalived. So this is a spreadsheet that shows each time Maggie Murdaugh's cell phone's orientation changed on the night of the unalivings. So it tells you, oh, so many different things, literally down to how many steps were taken. There's a lot of information on this phone, which, by the way, had been chucked out. It was not on the property. It was found on the side of the road further up. They were able to use Find My Phone app. Okay, so evidence shows the splatter up here. Whoa. Evidence presenting during Alex Murdaugh's double unaliving trial at the Colton County Courthouse on Thursday, January 26th. And this is their, I don't know if they call it a games room, hunting room. Evidence presented at Alex Murdaugh's trial Friday, January 27th. So there is an, I don't know if this is the room here that had that huge gun rack as well. Could be, I'm not sure. This house is not small either. I do love all the wood in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that rack is in here. This looks familiar. Here we go. Evidence shown during Alex Murdaugh's trial, again on Friday, January 27th. Check out Fox News. I mean, I know people have different ideas about them, but as far as this case, I'm liking a lot of their information. A text message Maggie Murdaugh sent the afternoon before her unaliving. So, okay, as we know, we are not really getting facts at this point because law enforcement isn't saying anything. But one of the rumors is, like we were just talking about, is that Alex and Maggie were separated. She was staying at the beach house and he had the other property. So if that is the case, if they were separated, it puts a different context into this. But if it's not true, probably what it looks like. So it says, this was the day before, 7:55:26 p.m. Alex wants me to come home. I had to leave the door open at a disto, but trust Mexicans to shut the door and lock me. His dad is. So his dad is very sick at this point. So the important take out of here is basically saying that Alex wants me to come home. That's my main takeaway. And of course this, and then we've only got a couple more photos as far as this part goes. So this is the dog shed, or sorry, the feed shed or the feed room. And I do believe that Cash would have been in here. There's one picture that we have not figured out. Has anybody at this point, does anyone know what that foot is? Barefoot leg next to this. There's a picture of it. Like it's a barefoot and a leg. Someone's standing there. It's like, what the hell is that? Because I don't know yet. There, oh, boom. What is this, guys? A dummy stands behind. Boom. OMG. So is that something they would use for hunting, and why? Do you know how long we've been looking at this, wondering, WTF? Oh my God. Unreal. Beside a dummy. So yeah, that is what I have there. I want to make sure. There is so much. And let me see if I can find anything. This guy's way too long. Okay, so what this is going to tell us is basically the names of the people who are involved. Give me 2 seconds here, my friends. Trying to get my beautiful Mexi to join me. Let's see here. Open invitation, of course. Okay, it'll be a surprise for us. Let's see here. There you are, Sunshine. Hello, friend. Good to see you. I've learned a lot about phones in this trial. Isn't that the truth? Oh my goodness. They're it's never ending. It is never ending. I spend an awful lot of time trying to go through this stuff and kind of round it off at certain points just so we all know what's kind of going on. But it's almost tricky because every time I turn around, there's like a total different view or something else has come out, or it's like, what? Hello, Sunshine. Okay, it was the gun room. Sorry, guys, I'm a hot mess today. They never go to the hospital. Mods, would you mind throwing up the Discord link, if you don't mind? I have been kind of watching for you often on Sunshine. I haven't been on there a lot, but yeah. Welcome invitation to you and Bamacat, of course. So, la 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 la. I will see here. I want to be able to safely show you, of course, some of what the hell's been going on. There's one in particular that I like to use just because it's decent. Okay, I'm looking. Oh, it's probably the wrong way too. Okay, well, you know what? I think this one is kind of important too because it does show okay. Let's try this one. Let's go over here. Has it expired? Let me fix that up for you, friend. They do that. I don't know why, but they do that to us. And I will absolutely change that link. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, friend. Okay. Let's check this out. So we've seen this, I know, but with what we know and with what's been going on, I'm just trying to give a refresher. And I've tried lifting unlimited time. I've tried that, and I don't know what happens. Okay. Okay, so this is some dash cam video. I don't know that we'll be playing it all, but we will take a boo here. We do get volume on this. This is basically how it starts.
All right, sir. I left the house without my watch.
12:57.
All right, Mr. Murdaugh, just state your full name for me, please.
Richard Alexander Murdaugh.
And spell your last name so I get it correct.
Murdaugh.
All right. And you go by Alec?
Yes, sir.
And date of birth, Mr. Murdaugh?
May 27th, 1968.
And a good phone number for you.
803-942-1227.
All right, sir. And sir, what was your name?
Yeah, Danny Henderson.
Okay. All right. As I stated, I'm David Owen in Lower Rutland with Colleton County. I'm with SLED.
I hate to have to do this.
I
but
understand.
yeah,
I totally
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
So you don't have any problem
Yeah.
with it.
So just start at the top. Take your time.
Like when I came back here,
Mhm.
I mean, I pulled up and I could see him, and you know, I knew something was bad. I ran out.
Okay, so I don't know for sure how well he could have seen them. But I mean, there are some that are saying that, yeah, very good chance that he could see them. I don't know. Like, yeah, so many different sides to a whole, right?
I knew it was really bad. My boy over there, I could see it was.
So sorry.
And I could see his brain on his.
Ugh.
And I ran over to Maggie. And actually, I think I tried to turn Paul over first.
So this I find very interesting too, that he says he tried to turn him over. Tell me what you think, guys.
You know, I tried to turn him over, and I don't know. I figured it out. His cell phone popped out of his pocket. I started to try to do something with it, thinking maybe, but then I put it back down really quickly. Then I went to my wife, and I mean, I could see.
Mhm. Did you touch Maggie at all?
I did. I touched them both.
Okay.
I tried to take. I tried to do it as limited as possible, but I tried to take their pulse on both of them.
Mhm.
And you know, I called 911 pretty much right away, and she was very good. I talked to her. I told her I was going to get off the phone to call some family members. I did that. And
What family members did you call?
I called my brother Randy, and I called my brother John. And I tried to call a little boy, real good friend that's right around the corner from here, but I didn't get him.
What all was around Paul when you walked up?
Blood.
Anything else?
I mean, there were some body things, yes, sir.
I mean, like any other evidence? I know you said the phone fell out the pocket, but did you see anything else that didn't belong or shouldn't belong or that wasn't part
There's
of
a
Paul?
couple things.
No, sir, not.
Okay,
no.
there's a couple things. Sorry, guys.
And
Start here.
she was very good.
So what does that mean? She was very good. I'm a little confused as to what that means. He has a lot of pauses. Let's continue.
I talked to her. I told her I was going to get off the phone to call some family members. I did that. And
What family members did you call?
I called my brother Randy, and I called my brother John.
Okay, this is something that stands out to me as well, because usually when you call 911, they make you sit there and wait until authorities show up. like, how do I put this? Yeah, they wait for authorities to show up before 911 will let you off the line. And here they're like, okay, go phone your family. No problem, Mr. Murdaugh.
And I tried to call a little boy, real good friend that's right around the corner from here, but
So that little boy that he's talking about is the same fellow that Paul was communicating with about the dog, Rogan. So that is who he's meaning with this. And Rogan did say that he missed calls from Alex Murdaugh.
I didn't get him.
What all was around Paul when you walked up?
Blood.
Anything else?
I mean, there were some body things, yes, sir.
I mean, like any other.
Again, is this strange to everybody? Anybody? This is not. I don't know about this interview. I really, really don't.
Evidence. I know you said the phone fell out the pocket, but did you see anything else that didn't belong or shouldn't belong or that wasn't part of Paul?
No, sir. Not good. No, sir.
How about Maggie?
No, sir.
You didn't see anything around them? What made you come out here tonight?
I went to, my mom's a late stage Alzheimer's patient. My dad's in the hospital. My mom gets anxious when she does. I went to check on them and Maggie. Maggie's a dog lover. And she fools with the dogs. And I knew she'd gone to the kennel. I was at the house. I left the house and went to my mom's for just a little while. Tried to call her when I left.
So, can you guys tell me, do you think in that 20 minutes that was he actually sleeping? Was he having a little snooze?
Texted her, no response. When I got back to the house was...
And there's another long pause.
Obviously, nobody was in there, so I figured they're still up here fooling around. Paul was going to be getting set up to plant. Our sunflower seeds got sprayed and died, and he was refiguring to plant the sunflower seeds. So I came back up here, and I drove up and saw and called.
So I have read in a few different spots that there was an hour's gap before he called the cops. Have you guys heard the same thing?
Had Maggie and Paul been arguing over anything?
No.
What was their relationship like?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. How about yours and Maggie's?
Wonderful. I mean, I'm sure we had little things here and there, but we had a wonderful marriage, wonderful relationship.
And yours and Paul's relationship?
As good as it could be.
Everything is wonderful, absolutely wonderful, as good as it could be.
How old was Paul?
22.
Okay. You know his date of birth?
I do. April 11th, 96 is his brother's. April 14th, 99 is Paul's.
Okay, now, this is where we ask why he's so clean. Right? What is it again? Sorry. Bama Cat? Why is he so clean to have done all this? There's also that video where there's Paul and Alec just before this driving around looking at some trees they had put up. And he was wearing kind of a blue type business shirt. He was wearing kind of tan pants. Looked like work shoes. So I don't think anybody has said anything at this point as to where all those clothes went.
What's Maggie's full name?
Margaret Brandstetter Murdaugh,
And her date of birth, sir?
September 15th, 1968.
Have y'all been having any problems out here? Trespassers, people breaking in?
None that I know of. The only thing that what comes to my mind is my son Paul was in a boat wreck a couple years ago.
So again, this is interesting for him to be bringing up, isn't it? Do you think maybe he's just doing what the defense does, throwing crap and see what sticks?
And there's been he was charged with being arrested for being the driver. There's been a lot of negative publicity about that, and there's been a lot of people online just really vile stuff. But when Paul's out and about, I mean, people routinely, I don't think I know the full story, so I don't think they give it to me, but I mean.
So there's also people saying that Paul didn't do anything without talking to his dad.
He's been punched and hit and just attacked a lot. So, but I mean, nothing like this.
Yeah. Any one person in particular or group of people?
I don't know.
That you could think of?
Not that I know, no, sir.
Has he, other than being assaulted, has he received any direct threats related to the boat accident?
Oh, yes. All the time. He gets
recently?
Yes, sir. I mean, he gets them all the time.
Okay.
He gets them all the time.
What kind of, I'm
gonna kick your ass,
Yeah, so this is quite surprising too, isn't it? Quite surprising. It goes from just a little bit don't know to what he's saying right now. Well, let him repeat that a little bit. And again, they say that Paul told his dad everything. Let's check this out again.
I mean, people routinely, I don't think I know the full story, so I don't think they give it to me, but I mean, he's been punched and hit and just attacked a lot. So, but I mean, nothing like this.
Yeah. Any one person in particular or group of people?
I don't know.
That you could think of?
Not that I know, no, sir.
Has he, other than being assaulted, has he received any direct threats related to the boat accident?
Oh, yes. All the time. He gets
recently?
Yes, sir. I mean, he gets them all the time.
Okay.
He gets them all the time.
Wow,
what kind
Alec.
of,
I'm gonna kick your ass, I've never been privy firsthand,
Is that through social media or?
No, ma'am. It's mostly like if he goes out places is what he goes out like somewhere. He's in college, so if he goes out is what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I can find out better details from some of his younger friends on that.
Who's his best friend?
His best friend in Colombia is
Does anybody else find him extremely calm through this? We know that there's a couple time he breaks down, but you know what? I'd be one hell of a mess if I wasn't if I wasn't already in the hospital because I was cracking. I don't understand. And yesterday, somebody did mention about the 2 pairs of glasses. Is one from home and is one from either his vehicle or the kennel? Why has he got 2 sets of glasses? I thought it was a good observation.
Will's Chapman, Will Loving, Bobby Boyle. Bobby Boyle, Will Chapman, and Paul were getting ready to move into a house together. in Columbia.
You said Will Chapman and Will Loving?
Wills with an S,
Okay.
Chapman, and Will with an L, Loving.
Okay.
Around here, his best friends are clearly Nolan Tootin and Rogan Gibson.
Nolan Tootin.
Yes, sir.
And what was the other one? I'm sorry.
Rogan Gibson.
So it was Rogan that when he said he contacted I don't know, he said I don't know. He phrased it really strange, but that is the one that he placed the call to when he asked the operator or 911 operator if he could call family.
Have you talked with any of these guys tonight?
Talked with Nolan, yes, sir.
Is he out here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I tried to call Rogan, was one of the people he's the boy that I told you lives around the corner.
Okay.
That's very, he's just a good, helpful young man. You mind if I open the door really quickly?
Go right ahead. Do what you need to do. So is there anybody that you can think of that we need to talk to tonight? Is there a name that comes to mind?
I mean, I can't tell you anybody that I'm overly suspicious of off the top of my head.
Okay.
I mean, this is such a stupid thing. I'm even embarrassed to say it, but it just didn't make any sense. I just hired a guy out here, and
it's amazing. Like, he really does try to throw out different names, throw people under the bus. So this guy killed his sunflower plants. So that is why Paul came back to the property, is what they're saying.
Weird, but he was off today.
There we go.
He took his daddy to the doctor.
What's his name?
CB Rowe.
ROWE?
Yeah, and I sent him a message to text me earlier today about the sunflowers, and he called me back when I was on the way to my mom's house.
Did you talk to him?
Well, hello, friend. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hello, hello. So, how's your day going?
It's good. Typical Sunday.
Yep. Kind of, I'm having kind of one of those. I'm trying to figure out a good way to. No.
Oh, wow, that's big. Oh, hey.
Right? The best possible way is that way, but we don't have to be seen.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, here we go. Okay, she's outside. Let's hope that it stops. So, yeah, he takes zero responsibility. I don't think he knew Paul was filming with sound of the dog, or he was so high he forgot. So do you think, True Crime, or Sunshine, do you think that he was addicted, or do you think that there's a possibility he was just using that as an excuse as to why he has no money? What do you think?
I think we'll never know because he was never tested prior. The only time I think he was actually tested for drugs was after that murder-suicide plot. Hi, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Shauna. I miss you.
The reason I think along these lines is it would kind of explain why he was bald there for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
It's definitely a theory that, like, you know, he was so strung out that he just flipped, like he wasn't in the right mind. But
okay, I've never taken opiates, so I can't say. But
yeah.
I have seen people that have taken them and they go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of find odd, you know. Like I've never had friends that have gone through this, so
And during this interview here, he does seem very coherent, like
right, too coherent.
Yeah, he's understanding the questions that are being asked. He's answering them accordingly.
Oh, absolutely.
Seem too messed up.
And how is that? Yeah, when this just, if you just walked upon this, I would be.
I would be a mess. I think I'd be like huddled up against a tree, like rocking back and forth, just
throwing up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I did that after my dog died. I was a mess for like 3 months. I couldn't imagine something like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I literally, my dog, like I cried every day. And you know, I thought about her today. Like I think about her all the time. So I don't understand him.
Maybe that's a reason for the shaved head too.
That's the only thing I can come up with.
Because he was not ever tested. Like if he was tested that night for drugs, I think we would have known. But maybe that's why he also, like a couple months later, he shaved his head.
That's what I think. That's the only excuse.
Get, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Britney Spears did back in the Once Upon a Time. I would say allegedly, but she ran around with no hair for a little while. So
we all saw it. We all saw it.
Mexi.
Sunshine.
So yeah, you know, I thought this was going to be like a short live, and I haven't even gotten to Bryan Kohberger yet. This is just such a huge deal. There's, like I was saying, like an octopus, but it's more so than that. It's just,
yeah.
Oh,
it's sunshine.
The I just can't relate to a lot of it. His friend testified he admitted to money trouble and those as well. Exactly. And yeah, he didn't want to drug test. What? See, like some of this doesn't make sense yet.
Tom? Briefly, I was on the phone with a lawyer friend of mine named Chris Wilson from Bamberg, so I told him I'd call him back tomorrow. See him in the morning.
When you briefly talked to Mr. Rowe, what was his demeanor or attitude? Or
Mexi, if something pops up that you want to talk about, just let me know and I'll stop. Hello, Blifton.
I mean, it seemed normal. I mean, I asked him about the sunflowers, and so, you know, I mean, I'm sure he's a little bit.
Where does he live?
I don't exactly know. Somewhere in in Bronson.
Okay. Do you have his phone number?
So this is like Sunshine. This is why he's probably doing all this stuff. Like, I've never seen him like doing this thing anywhere else except in here. How about you, Mexi? Have you?
Like in anyone or just him? I've never.
Him.
The only couple of interviews he has is this one, and the ones were on camera. So
yeah, I just have never seen him in any of his other interviews, anything on the phone.
He's definitely
None
chewing
of
tobacco, so I don't know what the.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, that stuff's enough to gag a maggot, but hey.
I do.
You got it with you, closer.
I do. You know, but I do think him and Paul got along pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
That's just really, really weird. All right. CB.
Right there, in your lap.
Here, I know he called me, so I'll go to that. Okay.
843-540-9335.
You need to get that phone on the charge, Alec, if you can.
By that he sent, I'll find it. I got it on my phone. He recorded him saying bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
No. But for all his weirdness, I mean, I do think they they got along
Okay.
pretty good.
How long had he been working here?
I guess about 3 or 4 pay periods, so 8 weeks, a couple months.
Okay. Going back to the boat incident, anybody on that boat really have a hard on for Paul that you would think would come after him, or know of any direct threats from people on the boat?
I don't know of any direct threats between any of the people on the boat specifically, but I do think there's been a small amount of yip yap between a couple of them, but not recently.
Okay.
Most of this was stuff from people that Paul didn't really know.
Okay.
It was some people that he knew distantly, but more times than not.
He talks in circles. Like unreal.
I think it's like he's trying to like when you don't want to actually tell somebody what you actually did, like you're just making extra details about shit that's not important to.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's, I mean, unless he's like a psychopath, and I don't think he is, but unless he's a psychopath, this stuff is going to be kind of revolting to him on a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Even like, I mean, sociopathic, very possible. Narcissistic, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I really think that seeing Paul's BRAIN at his feet, I think that surprised him and grossed him out.
I think that really bothered him.
Oh, yeah, like I don't think he expected that type of reaction, or not reaction, but result.
I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Unless that's what happens when you shoot someone with a shotgun, like
right. That hole is like, say the size of like depending probably about where you are, but the one that I seen, the entrance was probably about the size of like a sandwich plate, maybe a little bit smaller, between a teacup and maybe even the teacup, a little bit bigger. They're big. They're not like those little bullets. Those, I've seen the result of those too, and they're not very big. They're not very big. So yeah, I'm sure he was not expecting the result he was going to get, or if he did, maybe he just didn't think it was going to be as disturbing.
I mean, for you, like, do you like, what are the odds for you that somebody else completely did it? What are the
Not
odds?
good. Not good.
You don't even think it's possible. Like, you're just like, no. So
Yeah, like there was such limited time
Mhm.
that he was gone.
Well, I don't think he was gone. I think he was.
No, but hypothetically,
Yeah.
the amount of time that he was hypothetically gone is like winning like some. It was a small time period, just a little blip. So someone's coming to get him and he's gone in just that time zone. Or if they were after Paul or Maggie, they were going to wait just for Alec to be gone. None of it makes sense. It doesn't make sense in my head.
I know for sure. Like, I've been trying to come up with a scenario where it is he didn't do it. It was somebody else completely that did it.
Right.
But you can't
Sit down.
take Alex away from the scene. It's proven that he's there.
You
Seconds,
betcha.
minutes before, they're dead. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The timing. Yeah. And I don't know. I have not ever done a deep dive on Maggie. Never have. So I can't say what she could do or couldn't do as far as some of these illegal money transactions that he's been involved in. I don't know what kind of person she is to say whether abso-frickin-lutely. Yeah. That's kind of where my head's going, Blifton. And then she just what?
Well,
disappeared.
It's hard for me to believe that Maggie didn't know that something shady was going on as far as like money, because
yeah, exactly. And then she just like, as I was saying, she just disappears. What's the chances in that short little period? The signs are there.
Not when I learned about it, it was somebody that he didn't know.
See, I don't know. I don't know.
It's like, for example,
I don't know how anybody can make anyone disappear. A sick pet of mine. I mean, I don't wait till the past too long if they have to go. But how do people sit there after this stuff kind of happens? He disappears, his son, his wife, they're gone now. They're just gone. And look at how he's sitting there. Like,
yeah, he doesn't seem too bothered by it. I mean,
no.
I gotta give people, like, they react differently. They
do. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never met Alex, but I do know that there's certain things that are off that just don't sit right whenever he talks about them. It doesn't feel right.
Oh, absolutely. And oh my goodness. If he's still in shock, let's go there. If he's still in shock, because going into shock is actually a wonderful thing, because you're able to take care of business that you would never be able to do if shock did not hit you. But with him, he's not even acting like he's in shock. Like, it's like he doesn't even realize or care.
That's what's strange, though, is because he does realize it, because he has a very real, what seems real, reaction to him describing Paul and when he found him.
Yeah.
But then it's almost like he just kind of like rearranges that and then just
decompartmentalize.
Yeah, and then just like
Yeah.
speaks like
compartmentalize. Yeah.
Normal when asked just like a regular question. But if you bring him back to like what he saw, like he kind of freaks out a little. It's weird
Oh,
to have those
yeah.
like
Yeah. And you even find that in court. You know, some of his reactions are he'll have a strong reaction, but then all of a sudden it's turned right off. And it's like, I find that very interesting. And as far as body language, him nodding and shaking his head and then rocking back and forth.
So it's like self-soothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching one program where they say that's basically where you go, okay, should I go forward or like, do I look back? What do I do here? Forward or back? What do I do? So it kind of made sense to me the way she described it. Like, just mind's jumbling to like 10 minutes ago to like the next 10 hours and the last 5 hours to the your head would be racing.
That sounds like PTSD. Like having a flashback of a moment and then trying to come back to reality and then having the flashback. And
if he didn't get PTSD out of this, then I mean, we're looking at psychopathic again, because that scene would have been horrific. And even if you did it, you could still have reactions afterwards, whether it's realizing what the hell you just did or can't handle what's coming your way for what you just did. But look at that face. He's not looking like he just found his family, is he?
Well, it's also another thing with the 911 call. Was that like 10 minutes of a 911 call, and he was making sounds like he was crying.
Yeah.
But then you look at his face and he shows no signs of a prolonged crying session.
Yeah, like me, like, oh my God, I look like I've been boxing with Mike Tyson. My eyes are big, closed shut, and my nose, you can't rub it anymore because the tissue has burnt your nose, and blotchy, and oh yeah, it's not pretty. It's just not freaking pretty. And he's just like, okay, well, you know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Yeah, I did touch them. And
you know what I want to know? I kind of had this thought and I didn't finish it yesterday, but so he had two things of clothing. Like he was wearing that ombre blue shirt in that video and that Snapchat. And then apparently sometime in between there, he changed and now he has this clothing on. But this clothing allegedly still had some blood on it. So what exactly was he doing? Like, because he changed.
If you go by the prosecution, he had an hour to do different things.
I just want to know why there was blood. There was blood on these items of clothing.
If he very little,
why was there blood on there?
Yep. No, 100%. He could probably come up with something, but as to how it got there, I don't know. He his reaction, I just haven't seen it before. It's interesting. Like, I know when I seen what I seen, like I said, it sticks with you. If he doesn't get, I know I got PTSD from the crap I had to deal with. So I don't know how what he just seen, even though he just did it, wouldn't give you something.
I don't even know what he was planning on. What if he did it? What this like already going down for all these other things like soon. What was the end game for this? Like, what plan did he have?
As far as what did he think the end result would be after these actions?
Yeah, like he wasn't like that was going to get him out of going down for all the other things that he was being investigated for. Like, why? What was the plan on this exactly?
Well, that's it.
Did he? hope to
For a
gain.
smart man, he's pretty stupid. Is kind of what I'm thinking. For a smart guy, he's pretty bloody stupid. Like there's so many things, but again, I don't know. It's going to be a hell of a lot longer than one more week. 2 weeks for this trial.
Oh yeah,
No.
they haven't even gotten through what?
Oh my god,
200 and some people on the witness list.
There was 250 last time I looked.
Yeah, they haven't even gone through 50 of them yet.
And no, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, reasonable doubt, and possibly somebody in that town that's scared shitless of the Murdaughs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are a little.
That's what I hear. So I'm sure they've got a long reach. They're wealthy. It's, I don't know how wealthy he is anymore, but greed. I mean, that's what you get. Karma's a biatch. Mark, get set, go, Maxie?
Yeah, go ahead.
But
How is he handling that case? Moving over everybody.
as far as what?
How is he handling it?
I've never been prouder of him than the way he has handled the pressures and the adversity in that situation. I think I've told Danny that before.
Mm-hmm.
So when he says Danny, does that mean that this cop, his first name's Danny, and that's
I
what
think he's talking about the lawyer sitting in the back. I think his name's Danny.
Okay. Is that a lawyer back there?
He's like a lawyer friend. It's supposed to be his best friend who just happens to be a lawyer. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I found that comment weird too, where he went like this great spiel of, I've never been prouder of him and blah blah.
Absolutely.
And then he feels the need to mention that he's mentioned that before, like as a cover. Like, see, I really do love my son. Like,
exactly.
Really he's heard it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's just weird. It's
Yeah. So many weird comments through here.
I mean, Paul is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful kid. He can do almost anything. He gets along with almost anybody.
Do y'all store any weapons out here?
We don't store them, but they're frequently out here.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find out if there were any out here because I know there was a shotgun. There was a 12-gauge shotgun out here. I'll have to find out exactly when that was. I think it got put up, but I'm not positive.
What did that shotgun look like?
It was a camouflage. I want to say it was a Benelli or maybe a Beretta. I can't remember which brand it is. But I don't think it was out here.
Okay.
Recently. But I'm not positive.
And the shotgun that you had when deputies pulled up, where did that come from?
I went to the house and I got a gun. Probably overreacting, but.
And was that when you pulled up and saw them?
No, I came out and I called 911 first.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to them for a little while, and then I told her.
You told her
that I was going to go to the house.
Okay.
And that I would let authorities know when they got here that I had a gun.
Okay. Do you happen to have a list of all your guns?
I can make one. I don't have one, but I can make one.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, so we could compare if that shotgun was out here and now it's missing.
Absolutely.
Try to figure that out.
No, absolutely.
And I know living out here in the country, you probably have more than one or two.
We do. We probably have 20, 25.
That was kind of funny to me.
20 to 25.
Because the guy was like,
guns?
yeah, living out in the country, you must have what, more than 2, right? And he's like, yeah. And you think he'd maybe say like 5, maybe. He was like, yeah, like 25. Like,
Right?
that's a lot of guns,
Oh my
man. You
God.
don't need that many.
Oh my God, 20, 25. Somewhere in there.
That's silly.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, 20 or 25.
No, Paul got home early.
Early, okay. So before dinner time? Or
Oh, yes, ma'am.
lunchtime? Or
No, ma'am.
What brother does Paul work for?
John Marvin.
And what does Paul do for him?
Everything.
Just handyman?
Yes, sir.
What?
was it unusual for Maggie to feed the dogs this time of night or check on them?
Oh, no. I mean, she played with those dogs all the time. And it's especially common for her to, you know, she's been gone for a while, to come and let especially 2 of them out to run.
Okay, so she pretty regularly comes out here in the evenings?
Very regularly.
Okay.
Yeah, she was asked to come back that night. This is about their cameras, and they're saying that they're not out further deep into the woods, but they are. Let's see here.
Isn't the beach house where Maggie usually stays like over an hour and a half, close to 2-hour drive?
Yeah, she likes the beach house, and from what's being said, different areas, I mean, allegedly, they were split up, and she was staying out there and he had asked her to come back for supper that night or something. That's what they're saying. What did you do today?
Were you at the office or?
Nope, I was home. I came home. Paul and I messed around. I was up at the house. I laid down, took a nap on the couch, probably, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes. I got up. I called Maggie. Didn't get an answer. And I left to go to my mom's. She had said she might ride with me, but she normally doesn't when I go over there. And I think I texted her. And she's very good about answering the phone, so that was odd, or calling me back. So that was odd, but it wasn't that big a deal.
Now, what time was that?
What time was what?
That you sent her a text message.
Kind of snotty there.
All right. I texted her at 9:08, going to check on M, be right back. And then I texted her at 9:47. That must be when I started to come back. I think I called her before that, but let me make sure.
Yeah,
pretty sure that I called her 9:45, and then I tried Paul, and then no, I think that was riding. I think that might have been riding over there. $10:03. I mean, my calls are right here.
Yeah.
So, obviously this is when I, at 10:06.
This is when all those times and footsteps and everything else is kind of showing a little bit more importance than possibly before. You've got a really, really good calendar with all that.
A phone log timeline thing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see that call to Paul. I don't know if I missed it or, but those calls would have been deleted now, because everything after like 9:30 is deleted, like 9:10.
Right. That's right. On his phone, right?
On his phone, yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder, I mean, they're pretty technical now. Do you think there's anywhere way that they were able to get anything else that we don't know about?
As far as what exactly?
These deleted calls and what have you.
Not from his phone.
No, hey.
I mean, like, it took 3 months. God knows what he did with it. Like, he could have actually, but they would be with the phone company. The phone company.
Okay, the phone company.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a way to get them somehow.
If he actually made those phone calls, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because yeah, there's that hour that's missing that I don't know, nobody's told us about yet. So if there's on his phone, if there's something on there, it'd be interesting. Did you hear about this Coach purse that the receipt was it Coach? No, it was Gucci. A Gucci purse that someone had purchased, and for some reason on the receipt, it was this Gucci purse was circled. It was just over $1,000.
Wow.
And yeah, and then the receipt was tossed into the garbage. Like the receipt was circled for that and then tossed in the garbage. So they're wondering who bought this purse now. One of the things that is being thrown around is that maybe he bought it for another woman. But if that's the case, I've heard nothing about another woman.
Where in the trash? Like at the property? Like in the home?
Yeah, I think at the property. Yeah. Yeah, when they had that search warrant and they went, well, not search warrant, but when they went through it that time.
And that was the only thing on the receipt?
The only thing that was highlighted on the receipt. I don't know what else was on it. They didn't show the receipt. They just talked about it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I did not hear about that.
Yeah, I just heard about it earlier today.
Case of water.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I got some right here.
Oh, well, thank you.
I can't get you on your cell.
I don't have a house phone.
Okay.
An office number.
Look at how fast he changes this, because I think he just forgot he doesn't have an office number anymore.
Yeah.
I can give you my brother's cell phones.
All right. What's Randy's?
Okay, Randy's is 803-943-8881.
And John's?
John Marvin's is 84. He's
talking about his dad here.
He's doing okay, given everything, but he's got a lot going on.
About Maggie's family, where are they?
Somerville.
Have you been in touch with them tonight?
Contacted, yes. I had my brother call Bart, the wife of his sister, and the husband of Maggie's sister, so that they could go and tell Maggie's parents. I felt like they needed to hear it in person, and they are going there and calling me. So they must not be there yet.
Maggie's parents in Somerville?
Yes. Sander Jr.
Okay. He goes by Buster.
He goes by Buster.
Is he here tonight?
He's on his way.
Okay.
From where? Yeah, you're fine.
Or you got anything?
This one's hard, but when you first saw Paul, you said you tried to flip him over. Was he laying on his back or on his stomach?
Just like he
Just like he is. So you weren't able to move him. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Mm.
And did he help Maggie a lot out here with the animals?
He helped everybody with everything.
Okay, so it was kind of routine for him to be out here as well in the evening?
This place is his absolute passion.
Okay.
I mean, I think I already knew, but I checked him.
How?
And when you first pulled into the property, did you come from this direction where all our police cars are, or which way did you come in?
I went to the house.
Okay.
And then I came from the house
This way.
straight here. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, where my vehicle was parked is probably
is where it was. Okay.
Well, no, maybe not exactly, but it was pretty close because I came back the same route.
That's right, because you went back to get your shotgun.
When I came back.
All right. I can't think of anything else right now, but we'll certainly be in touch.
Can you play that little ending piece right there again where he says that she asked him that question? I just want to hear like how he.
Okay.
Cars are, or which way did you come in?
I went to the house.
Okay.
And then I came from the house
this way.
Straight here. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, where my vehicle was parked is probably
is where it was. Okay.
Well, no, maybe not exactly, but it was pretty close because I came back the same route.
That's right, because you went back to get your shotgun.
When I came back.
So, according to the 911 call, when he's on that 911 call, he says that he checked them, none of them are moving, and then he says, "Okay, I'm gonna go back."
Yeah, yeah, and
he called 911 from his home. Then he wasn't actually standing next to the.
No, I think when he said, "I think I'll go back," because he did go to the house first and then back here. Remember, when he got home, supposedly he went to the house and no one was there. So then he went down to this kennel area and found what he found. So I think how I'm understanding is when he says, "Okay, I'm going to go back," he meant that he had just basically come from there and found them. Possibly, no? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm asking. Like, was when he said, "Okay, I'm going to go back now," was he at the house and then saying he was going to go back to the scene of the crime?
I think it was the other way around, the way I understand it. The way I understand it.
What is that? It is a CD that contains a video.
There we go. So, I mean, that's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the way I've been thinking, is when he went go back, he meant he'd been to the house. No one was there, so they went to the kennel and he found what he found. And when he said, "I'm going to go back," I think he meant, that's just the way I took it. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm right. It's just the way I kind of
understand. No. Like, that's why I keep asking, because I'm
yeah, where was he?
I'm not sure. I don't know where he was, because he's not.
Exactly.
It's not really specific. He just, yeah.
No, just says, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, but Can you think of anything else that has come up with the Kohberger case? Sorry, not the Kohberger, with the Murdaugh case this week? Can you think of anything that's we should highlight
this week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, a big thing was the Snapchat videos.
Yes.
Yeah,
his voice being there, and two people who knew Paul and the family really, really well said that they had no doubt that was Alec.
Yeah, and I do have it's like a whole hour long, I think, the recap of that day of Paul's friend. I did put that on the calendar.
Okay.
You have a picture of the evidence, the picture that they drew of where Paul and Maggie were found?
Let me look. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure.
Actually, I think I have it somewhere.
I've got it here. Oh, that's a good one. Do you want that 360 one? Do you want to put that one out?
Yeah, because I wanted to compare it to the crime scene thing.
Yeah.
So right here in front of this little dog shed kennel thing, I think, or right to the side of it, that's where Maggie was found. Is that right? From the picture?
So she was found. Yeah, there you go. I'll leave that be. That was awesome. So she was found, it would be on one of the sides.
Yeah, like right here. I'm going to wait for this to turn around because it turns around and gives like a better view.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'll post it up.
Do you know Bryan Kohberger's already getting women that I love you, I love you.
I know.
Oh my God.
She's like that one girl. She's like, he's everything I ever wanted in a man.
Oh my God.
You're insane, woman. You should.
Oh yeah. That's enough to make you want to hurl.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Let's pause.
Yeah, I got a little bit on that for later. And the Goncalves family is really trying to fight that gag order right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this here would be Maggie. I believe she was right here. According to the picture, she would be right here. And Paul would.
Yeah. Paul would be there.
And kind of half in this, not half in, like mostly out of this little room right here.
But I think you do have her positioned right. I think that's exactly where. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So there is a way for him to drive up there and see them both.
Yeah.
That's kind of thing that was driving me crazy. It's like, how?
Yeah, whether he came in, if he came in from here, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Or
exactly.
if he wrapped around this shed and come out this way, he would still see both of them.
Yeah, a little harder, but absolutely. Absolutely. Either way, yeah, there was a way for him to. Oh my goodness. I don't know why they have to WWF every time I stream.
I'm waiting for them to start actually kind of really getting into detail on how, like, the scenario of where they think the shooter actually was, because
yeah.
Reading,
they said, when I read that, they said hiding behind, but there's nothing for him to be hiding behind there, unless it. I don't understand. Yeah, it's in there somewhere that says where he's hiding, supposedly where the gunman was hiding.
The fatal shot to Paul's shoulder, face, head would likely produce enough back spatter. The only gunshot would have Margaret that would sufficient to produce back spatter would be GSW number 4.
And the fact that there's 2 different weapons used does not mean in my mind that there are 2 people there.
No, but something that kind of, I was under the impression, let me kind of put this down, that Maggie was in front of this hangar, and this is obviously enclosed, so like it'd be you'd have to kind of like wrap around from inside of the hangar to outside of the hangar to then get to Paul.
Yeah. To me, it almost looks like she ran.
That would make sense. But what doesn't make sense, I wish I could make this bigger. Okay, just maybe, is that bigger? Somewhat bigger?
I think it is now. Can you see it, Mexi?
Whoo! I can see it.
Teamwork.
I can see it. Let's scroll down a little bit. So here's the camera on and off for Paul. This is where he takes that Snapchat video.
Yep.
Of the dog's tail, and you can hear the 3 voices.
Yeah.
He reads, or he sends an outgoing text.
Yeah.
He gets 2 immediate incoming ones, reads them, and then his phone locks.
Yep.
No further human usage.
Exactly.
And Maggie's immediately, I don't know if this is Maggie reading her text from Lynn.
Right.
Or if it was somebody else reading it or what happened, but like her display was actually unlocked. So it was almost like Maggie was reading a text message.
Yeah.
At the same time that all of this stuff went down.
Yeah. So we might have somebody that could have a possible timeline to fill that little area in there.
Well, look at how close these times are,
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
They're all within milliseconds of each other.
Milliseconds. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So were they standing right next to each other?
It makes me feel that something happened to Paul, whatever, Paul. And then, exit. Do you want me to keep that up?
Yeah, I'm just like going to replay it just to kind of.
Oh, but you know what? Look at how big it is there. That's awesome. You can understand things a lot more. Oh, nice. What do you think of that? You can see the whole damn thing. It's garbage barrels. Freaking look at that. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my word.
And And that's the thing too. So like those bullets that they say like hit the ground, is that from like the shooter walking up and like just literally shooting right over top of them? Or are they shooting from an angle? Like, because some of the shots, the wounds to Maggie are.
Yep, they're everywhere.
If she's running away, but she's almost getting shot from the front at the same time. So she's like running towards the shooter because the stippling is in the front. Two shooters?
Or could she have been lying down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hello, boyfriend.
He's doing his 2 cents, you know, in the back, like eating supper. Just like, yeah, it's cold blooded. Like, yeah, you know.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah. I mean, could she have been laying down? And I think I have heard where that is exactly what happened, is basically she wasn't alive enough that the person kept shooting.
Well, she did have a bullet wound on her wrist. I mean, that could very much be from like trying to like cover, you know,
through her legs.
Yeah, it was
yeah, so to me that means that she was running, because it wasn't a shotgun that was used.
Paul. She could have been running towards Paul, and that's how she got.
You see, that's very good point.
You know, because she heard Paul get shot, possibly, so she starts coming around the hangar towards him or towards the sound, and then she gets hit.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And then that would make sense of like how her body is positioned. Also, it's facing towards Paul.
Yeah, I mean, as a mother, I would run into that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be, if there's any chance of me saving my kid, I'm running into it. I'm not running away, not with my child involved.
Yeah, that scenario kind of makes sense to me. She ran towards.
It does. It does.
Away.
You know, and there are so many bullets. We went through evidence that was put through this morning, and oh my God, there's so many bullets. It's like, what?
Well, then they also want to say that's what they did out there. It was like a hunting shooting range. Like they constantly shot guns. So there'd probably be a trove of them out there.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm looking through here, and the other thing that I had planned on doing, I'm not going to do today. So, well, not this stream, maybe later. And it literally gives everybody who's involved, it gives you their name and basically tells you who they are and how they're associated.
Oh, nice. You should drop me a link to that so I can put it on the calendar.
Oh, I should too, you little turd. You good?
You know, that way that'd be good to put in there like at the beginning. So everyone knows the players of.
I sent it to you in Discord.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So I think with that said, we've gone through a lot this morning as far as this case goes, which is good because tomorrow we're back to court. So explaining a little bit more in depth as to who, it would probably be good to go through that tonight with the court being tomorrow, just to give some idea who some of these people are, because it goes back decades eventually. And it would be kind of nice to have like a who's who.
Yeah.
So I also
I don't know how, like, why all of a sudden you said that, I thought of like Guess Who game with the Murdaugh people. I don't know why.
Yeah, the who's who's. Oh,
I saw one that was actually kind of interesting. Somebody made a Guess Who game, but with serial killers.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, I would love to play that.
Oh, right.
So
Oh,
morbidly fun. I would love to.
Oh my God. Yeah, people are like, even I'm so bad because have you seen this movie? No. Have you seen this movie? No. Do you know who Ed Gein is? Hell's
No.
yeah.
Right. I mean, yesterday
Yeah.
when I was telling you about Blast for the Past, and I was like, Brendan Fraser, you're like, nope. And I was like, Christopher Walken, you're like, I know him. He was on that boat. I was like, yeah, that's Christopher Walken.
I've been studying this before literally it was even legal. When I was growing up, you couldn't put this stuff out into the newspapers.
Right.
You can't. I mean, the news wouldn't put out. They only put out what the cops let them. They worked together. They didn't work against the cops and the media. They worked together. And even before my time, they would even, the newspaper guy would go into the crime scene with the cops.
Yeah. Right.
It's
They'd be
most
like
bizarre.
hovering over the crime scene, like, what do you got to say,
Yeah.
Captain?
Yeah. Can you take a picture of that? And how about here? Okay, reposition that over there. Like, just mad. So I've been looking at this crap and I shouldn't say crap. A lot of people might go, oh my God. I remember my mother said to me one time, if anything ever happened in your house, you are so going to jail because look at I had cabinet after cabinet of true crime. People are going to be looking at you,
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I need to clear out my search histories for sure.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, at least we avoid like the down dirty stuff. We don't show the nastiness of what's out there. A person could get very grim and I'm not interested in. But again, those are the, clicks and what is it? Clicks and likes.
Yeah, that's what people like, the drama.
Yeah. I had never watched the Kardashians ever. So a while back, I watched them. Like I went through and I watched some of them. It's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I find them annoying.
I could see that, but you see, I didn't even really know who these people were. I knew that OJ's lawyer was married to the mom, and I knew of all the kids that way. That was all I knew, is that OJ, his lawyer, Robert Kardashian, was the father of those kids. And when I was seeing them way back then, like they were just little squirts.
There was like actually a drama in that. That's kind of like a celebrity gossip, I guess, because Kris Jenner,
yeah,
and
Nicole,
yes, were like supposed to be really good friends or like best friends.
Oh yeah, they
always
were.
hung out, and then
They did.
when her husband Kardashian started representing him, like they kind of like made a rift between them. I think that's essentially why they ended up getting.
It was something that was really, really hard on the relationship because she sat on Nicole's side. She didn't sit with OJ's family and stuff. She would come in and she would sit on like her side. Why is it Nicole? Like, oh my goodness.
She would sit on the prosecution side.
Yeah. It was, I guess one time Robert Kardashian let the girls come to court. It was his time to have the kids, and he brought them to court so that they could see what was going on.
Oh boy.
And Kris Kardashian at the time was sitting on Nicole's family side. She looks back and there's her two kids sitting there. And I guess she was like not happy. Yeah, that was sad. And the result was sad. It's like, are you kidding me? But I mean, he got his comeuppance later, and that's another one that would be good for the History Channel is that case, because it was like, what? And then I know I told you before that I watched this thing like every second of it, and the trial comes on, and our freaking cable, our verdict comes, and our freaking cable goes out.
Right, freaking out.
Like, oh my God, no,
Anybody have any
no.
cable?
Oh yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm getting a hold of a girlfriend of mine. We're gonna go to the bar, and we're gonna. Well, you phone the bar, and they're like, everybody was down. It's like, oh my God, no. Yeah, every second of the trial, and that comes in. It's like, yeah. Oh, you two stop. Yeah, very. It was an interesting trial, and it was a long ass trial. Let me see here. So let's switch gears and look at latest news on Idaho unalivings. So this is, that wench. This is about the gag order that the family wants basically lifted for them. And it also kind of explains how the FBI denies losing track of Bryan Kohberger. So I just thought it was so let's see what this is.
If you are bound over at that preliminary hearing to district court, if the court finds probable cause, you would be bound over to district court. And at that time, you can enter a plea of not guilty.
So we do know there's nothing, doesn't sound like there's anything in there, but this is basically his new lawyer and him on, I think, their first appearance. You too, you're not outside. A lawyer for Kaylee Goncalves' family has appealed the gag order in the Idaho unaliving case. Attorney Shannon Gray describes the order as unconstitutional and factually overbroad and vague in an appeal filed on Friday. The measure bans investigators, law enforcement personnel, attorneys, members of both prosecution, defense, and any other attorney representing witnesses, victims, or victims' family from sharing any new information. The order is issued by the Latah County Chief Magistrate on January 4th, was extended to the 19th of January, and is set to remain in place throughout the proceedings or until a verdict is received. So that's basically shutting down everything. Earlier this week, FBI denied claims that they lost Bryan Kohberger while he was under their surveillance. Law enforcement sources had told Air Mails that on December 13th, that he set off cross country with his father from Washington State University to the family home in Pennsylvania. And during this, allegedly, the surveillance lost him. On Thursday, FBI spokesman denied the account, calling it false information. So, I don't know.
We're back to they weren't involved, huh?
Yeah, right?
We didn't lose anybody because we weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that could be very, very much so why they decided that they're not going to admit that they were following him and had anything to do with those stops. It becomes clearer. I don't know. Do you think that's
so? Why did the Goncalveses want that court order lifted? Do you think?
I just think they're having a problem with not knowing everything that's going on. I just really think that they believe they should know everything that the court knows at this point. That's how I feel. What do you think?
Well, I know, because it's like if they want it lifted because it prevents people from speaking, like you would have to get it lifted against the police as well, because that's where you would get the info from.
Well, exactly, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's this. There's so many twists and turns in this case that it blows me away. You know, why was he in that area 12 times before this? Did he know that there was other people in the house? Yeah, there's still
a lot to that, because I mean, if he really was stalking them, he would have known all those things. You know, that Maddie had a boyfriend, probably stayed over from time to time, which was random. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other girls were probably in relationships too. Like,
well, this is it. Yeah, this is it.
There's just too many variables for him, and he still
went in.
Yeah.
You know, Xana, if Xana was awake, there's a really good chance that Ethan was as well. I mean, he could have been sleeping, but he could also have been very much sleeping. It was a Friday night. There was no school the next day or university or whatever. There's no classes. So were they both up? There's still so many variables. You know, they're admitting right now.
Like if she got food, I would imagine that she got food for herself and him.
Well, I would think so. That's my thoughts. I mean, the bag that's on the counter.
Very good point, because she did say that someone's there to someone. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you got this woman here that, oh my God, people just blown me away. Oh my God. So what is this, cookie? Okay. Okay, lovesick single mom calls accused University of Idaho unaliver. Oh my God, the perfect man, you sick little wench. Sorry, I didn't say that out loud. I repent. A single mother from Kentucky has convinced to being lovesick over Bryan Kohberger. Please, Lord. Brittany Hislop. Kohberger is the perfect man.
We must have a different definition of a perfect man.
Oh my God. My love interest is named Bryan and is accused of unaliving, and I just wish to connect with him above anyone else, she wrote on Facebook. They've never spoken. One way to describe my feelings for him over the last weeks or so is kind of like being lovesick. Blah. Of course, following a 7-week manhunt, Kohberger was arrested in the gruesome November 13th unaliving in Moscow, Idaho, that took 4 students. But never mind that. Hislop declared her love for the accused on January 4th, just 5 days after he was arrested. She noted on social media that both are Scorpios and birth charts told her he could be Hislop's divine masculine. Blah, blah. Okay. When it shows the love scene between a man and woman are 2 different characters in the movie, I don't want to know about that. She says in love with, oh my God. According to a New York Post, the in love with love mom previously, had her heart set on convicted unaliver Cody Hall, who's 33, who also exudes charm, was caged for life for shooting a man and attacking the sister. Oh my good Lord. Oh my good Lord. She's been writing letters to him in the Lehigh County Jail and includes racy photos. Don't need to see those. With me being deprived of okay, I don't want to hear about that either. The Post said Lehigh County Sheriff's Office would not confirm or deny that love letters destined for the most famous prisoner. Good God, Lord Murphy. Kohberger is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder for the unalivings. Why did I say that after that? I'm kind of flabbergasted here. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to know you.
I mean, there's got to be something wrong with someone where you get absolutely infatuated with a person that you've never met in your life. Like, I think it's a lot of like crazed fans do that with like singers or movie stars.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that got killed by some maniac who thought that was his girlfriend. I don't even know.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, it's just sick and twisted. That's how I see it. Sick and twisted. I can see, like, one might say that I am, I got a sick interest, but I don't find it a sick interest. I'd love to know maybe how these brains tick, and I know sick. These people be sick, but it doesn't stop you from kind of wondering what the hell happens to make a person do this shit.
Shana, that's so funny because we were actually making jokes about that the other day. We're like, do you know where your boyfriend is? I know where my man is. I know where he at 24/7.
Right? Yeah, you can't run from me, man. I know. I know. Okay, what did I want to look at here? I know. Yeah, I mean, different. Everybody's entitled to their interests, I guess, is all I can say about that. And
sure, but I'm entitled to make fun of it as well.
Yes, you are.
Crazy.
Damn straight. Yeah, damn straight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would make a person want to do. Okay, I am looking at the Eagle cams, and it seems to me like parents are out. I'm looking. Yeah, I mean, Ted Bundy's got a daughter out there because he was allowed to have
conjugal visits.
Yeah, conjugal visits. It's like, what? Let's look at this now. I can hear it. Yeah, I mean, you and I talk about this lots. Like, a person does not want to be judgmental, but still, some of these actions are very questionable, is probably what I would say. Look at how beautiful it is in Big Bear, California.
That is nice.
Yeah, I don't understand how people tick. I mean, I read a lot of different, ever since I was a kid. I mean, psychology has always been an interest. What makes a person even capable of doing some of this shit? Because we're not, most humans don't pull the shit that these people pull.
No.
And I do know of people that contact these guys, and it's, again, each to your own, each to your own, and do your thing. But I am not interested to that part. I guess if I wanted to write a book or something along those lines, you might have to dig past an even further uncomfortable.
Like kind of swallow your own personal feelings to try and do some actual research. But like look at women, like I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, are they trying like to fix them? Because you're not going to fix them. They're in prison for life. Like they're not.
And I do believe a lot of people think they're going to fix them. A lot of women are fixers, For years, I got into those types of relationships. Oh my God, pat him on the head. Come on, I'll take care of you. We'll fix this. Yeah, no, bad choice. But I've never dealt with people on that level, not ones that have done what these men are capable of doing.
Yeah.
That's just gorgeous. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple ones that I enjoy reading about and trying to figure out like what makes their brain tick. I've always wondered about Ted Bundy. It's not like he's a great person, and I would be interested in knowing him. There's nothing along those lines. But as far as something to study,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the very first actual admitted psychopath that people really started to research.
Mm-hmm.
All the other ones.
Is one
I beg your
that
pardon?
Robert Hansen, the butcher baker.
Yep.
He's one
Yep.
that's interesting to me.
Do we have that in Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Right. I
It's from
remember now.
Alaska. Yeah.
Wow. Yep. Is there anything else to add? Like, there, not a whole lot. I've got the sanctions from Alex Murdaugh, but I think it's like 64 pages or
Yeah.
something.
It's
So, yeah. So I'm just, that's what I was doing this morning, is trying to go through all the different paperwork and figure out what's what. I'm a paper person. I cannot wait for my new printer. It's like, oh my God, I have to highlight and I have to underline and then
highlighting and posting.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Right? Yeah. Old school. My son would be, Mom, just do this. Just Mom. It's like, well, I don't know. This is easier. This is what I know. This is yeah. I do like that because he's behind bars and he can't run.
There's the Snapchat. Oh.
Have you got something?
No, I was just looking to see what documents were in the calendar. The Snapchat custodian motion is in there, and so is to block the blood spatter expert testimony.
Is it pinned that calendar?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's on the 18th of January.
Right. That calendar is kick-ass.
Blifton has a question.
Okay. Hi, Blifton. I have a question. What is that? Can we help you, my fellow Canuck?
Why didn't you just ask the question?
That's funny. I have a question. My hand's up. La la la. Oh, it's windy. That's a very good question. What did BK go up first? Did he know who's up there already? Sure makes me believe he did. I think, just my opinion, at first I thought it was Kaylee he was after, but I think he was after Maddie. I just have a feeling. I agree with you, Shauna. I agree.
To type it.
Not a problem. Not a problem. And I mean, yeah. Why did he go upstairs? I think he was after Maddie, and I think he was probably surprised by Kaylee. And I think noise happened, and I'm not too sure he knew Ethan was there. So I think there was a lot of things that
he must have noticed the vehicles out front.
They didn't have a vehicle. They just kind of walked across. There wasn't an extra vehicle there.
Well, that Jeep is his. It was
That
parked.
was Hunter's. That was his brother's.
And the Range Rover
is Kaylee's new vehicle.
Right. And that was parked.
That was also parked there.
So if he was like stalking them forever and Kaylee wasn't staying there, like
Yeah,
when
they
he was
wouldn't have
driving through,
expected
you would
her.
have like you'd be like, oh, that's a new random car that's there. Who does that belong to? It's just it's so too many variables for him. But
I don't think he
going
was
up-
worried about variables at this point.
That's so
I don't.
weird. Like, I guess he was just like gung ho, like today's gonna be the
I
day.
think he probably worked himself up to it. I'm going in, and yeah, because he drove by so much that he either seen in my opinion, he had to have seen like a light on, or DoorDash, or something while he was kind of stalking out that area. And yeah, I think he watched the place enough to know who came and went. And I did read somewhere that Ethan did not stay there very often. It wasn't, I know it's off campus, but he was not. He was still in a sorority. And I don't think they were allowed to be spending their nights with girls. I can't remember where I read that, but I did read something that said that it was very uncommon.
Because like if you look at all the different, you know, serial killers that have been in the past that do actually they do recon work, they stalk their victims. I know BTK did.
Yeah.
Would watch them.
Absolutely.
And before going in, they would somewhat sit there and watch the place before they even went in, just to make sure that there was everybody was asleep or there was nobody extra, nothing was going on. Like, and this dude just like went in. He parked the car, just
went
grabbed
right
his
in.
stuff and walked
Most
right
bizarre.
in.
Yeah, most bizarre. He like I say, he had to, in my mind, see that DoorDash. I have a hard time believing he didn't see that DoorDash. What? Yeah. How about you? Do you think, like you say, if he was stalking, shouldn't he have seen that?
That's what I'm saying. Like in that night, the night he didn't spend any time actually staying in the house. He spent his time driving around.
Exactly.
And then went like it's 404, entered the neighborhood, parked the car, got out, walked right in.
Yeah.
That was like no hesitation, no waiting around to see if anything was gonna happen.
Exactly. Yeah. He did. He just walked right in. And as to, I don't know, are you serious right now? Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
He seemed to be pretty willing to take the risks.
Yeah. I mean, of course, there's going to be a risk towards that period, but not even like the most experienced, seasoned guys would just
walk right in.
Walk right in like that.
There's a shit ton of mistakes made. A shit ton in my mind. There we go. This is more the stuff I'm used to. This is Swan Valley Connections.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake your booty.
That was a good scratch.
Oh,
walking away satisfied.
Yeah, this is what our area looks like. This is us. I love it. Yep. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
A hidey spot for the car.
Tomorrow morning, 7:30 my time, back at the trial. I hope it's as interesting as Friday was.
You know, Enon, the neighbor, did say during one of his interviews, I think he had 2, maybe 1, but he did say that there was a white vehicle that he had noticed that was parked there for a while, then all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah.
He made note that the license plate looked like it was obviously from like a different state, like it wasn't from Idaho. So
yeah,
somebody noticed him.
might,
if he was stalking around, somebody noticed him.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty wild that it might come down that he's one of the most important witnesses.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It just might work out that he might be able to put everything into some kind of order.
I would love to just walk up and give one of those little cubs like a big old hug, but I just know I would get mauled alive.
Oh, but they sure look like.
Aren't they cute? I just want to squeeze
Oh
them.
my God. They're so vicious.
Be the last thing I ever squeeze, yeah.
Do you think he could have been stalking all the girls in the house, like keeping an eye on all of them? I would say that's absolutely possible. Muskrat. Just adorable. Yeah, I think there's all sorts of things that are possible when it comes to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that his, how do I put this? I think he had just decided that that was the day it was going to happen, and that's what happened. I love these guys.
Oh,
Yeah, because he took a lot of risks and he made a lot of mistakes.
No baby panda. Yeah, the victims never end up getting any justice whatsoever.
It's true,
the family
Clifton.
will find peace, but I mean,
yeah. You know, and I just couldn't imagine being in the position that I mean, the stuff that they have to deal with. It's just, I couldn't even imagine. Maybe it does, right? Maybe it makes people feel better saying that. Yeah, I think it's probably, I mean, even if you lose family and friends to something like cancer and illness, there's always, you live with that forever. So I can't imagine living with this stuff forever. You know what I mean? Like,
because that's essentially what's going to happen. You're not ever going to forget what happened to your child.
Maddie was an only child. Like, what the hell? Yeah. You know, the main thing is sharing as much information as we can, get it out the best we can, and hope everybody shares and makes some of these cases, all these cases actually highlighted, because I don't think the average American, average Canadian has any freaking idea what goes on out there truly. You know, we see a lot of really dark stuff doing this. You know, and the only
I want to steal that baby panda. So
Oh, you mean
adorable?
I just want to walk right up into that enclosure, pick it up.
What do I have? There we go. Oh, Yeah, that's all we can do is, help give people a voice. And yeah, hope for the best. I wouldn't want to have to deal with this stuff. Walk away with it. This is mine.
That's exactly how it would be. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So hopefully, Bryan Kohberger, we will not hear anything that is really coming from law enforcement until June. So again, lots of speculation. And when they say coming
that
from
date, like some stuff will come out as far as like the emotions or whatnot, but I personally think it's better for it just to stay
to keep the gag order
quiet. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And Kohberger. Yeah. It's 6 months. We've got to wait to hear anything. And I'm sure the families are having problems with that because they have to wait too. But
yeah, we just want to hear this stuff. They really need
to
hear this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's really hard on them.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine. I absolutely could not imagine. And even Bryan's family, like, I don't know. I don't know much about his parents, but I couldn't imagine having a child that did that.
Nope. I really like what
Shauna.
Conclave said about, he wrote, he made a statement, a really nice statement about his like Kohberger's parents and how he saw it to them too. And I thought that was really nice.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Kaylee came from, there was 5 kids. That's not a little families. The ripple effect is unreal. You don't affect just these people you've unalived. It ripples all through the family, all through the friends. You never, ever, ever forget. There's never a day where you do not think of the person you've lost in these types of situations. And as far as sororities and stuff, there's still been, it happens so rarely, but it happens. Bundy wasn't the only one other than this guy that went after sororities. What's his name now? What's that? It's got such a soft voice. Any idea?
Sorority killer?
He also went into sororities. Does Idaho let him have his vegan diet? I have to let my dog out. Yeah, that's a good question.
Edward Kemper. Ed Kemper.
Yes, that's one. Ed Kemper, but oh my goodness, what's this guy's name? You guys are trying to trick me. That door's open. Ed Kemper. This is, oh my God, why can I not remember? There's so many of them. Oh my God. There's so many of them. Yeah, I hope he's enjoying jail. And, okay, that is a death penalty state. Oh, there was some names I got yesterday or the day before of unalivings that were very close to where his parents might have been.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, just see here if it's. Yeah, because they were saying that he was eating at the student union building in Idaho. Some of the kids thought that he was a student. Okay, so here we go. Sandra Ladd is one of them. I'm gonna sticky that. Yeah, Sandra Ladd from Oregon. You know, we still don't know how often he was in that area. Like, was he there in June? Or was he there in August?
Yeah, I've been interested in knowing that too because of I know like Perry's been looking up all those break-ins and prowlers and stuff.
Yes.
And some of them go back to like June, yeah, June or May. I would think if they
Yep.
go any further than June, then it's probably not.
Yep. I'm interested. I know that there are some that are around. Okay, there's this one. There was another one. It was a couple. I'll have to find that name again. And then there was some in Pennsylvania when he would have been there. So a person's going to have to do some more digging, of course. Oh my God, look at that. Aha! You're coming with me, child.
I just love how like clumsy and dirtier they are. Like, you know, they're just the cutest little thing.
Oh, they
Vicious,
truly are.
the cutest little thing.
Oh, totally. I'm out of here, Mom. What is it? Child Protective Services.
Totally, they just like scoot around. It's so adorable. Oh, I love it.
Has there been anything else that has come up? Still need a Chris Kremers and Lizanne Froon. Oh, send me those names in Discord and I can start.
Mexi maps. Yes.
Yeah. I'll add them. I don't know anything about that. With Mexi Maps. Chris Kremers. Oh, do you know those names?
Mm-mm. No, I
With
do not.
Mexi Maps.
Chris
So yeah.
And Lizanne Froon.
Damn, those little bears are cute. Oh my God. It's probably why I liked hamsters so much.
Oh, these girls. Yes. Yes.
You don't know them either, Shauna? Yeah.
I know. Yeah. These girls are the ones that they're from the Netherlands. They went to Central America like on a like exchange teaching thing.
Okay.
And they went to, like a hike in the forest in the jungle and disappeared.
Oh.
There's, like, weird
So
pictures of them out there.
well, that sounds interesting. Can someone shoot that to me like in a message on Discord and then I can add them? Kind of look into it. Oh, Mom's joining the group. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Oh my God. I'm in love. Yeah, they. I'll beat you back, Ma. Is it slap you back? Oh my goodness. Henry Rollins. Okay, the guy I was talking about that also went into sororities was a Rollins.
I saw.
Danny Rollins. Danny Rollins is who I was thinking of. You write that down too.
The Gainesville Ripper, who inspired Scream.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we've got him, do we? Or did I? He's got like this voice when he talks, and it's like, oh my God, and what you did, man.
Do you like scary
Co-ed
movies?
killer. Oh, I've got Richard Speck in there. The co-ed killers. He picked up the hitchhikers. You betcha. Okay. Yeah, Richard Speck, like, isn't that something? Whoa. Unreal. Unreal. Yeah, add some more of those on Discord. I'll see how my evening goes because there's still so much about the Murdaughs that is not not out there yet in a way that, other than like maybe a news clipping or something, we're not getting a lot of information, like this boat crash. I mean, we have to dig in order to kind of get any kind of new information. And there's still, like their nanny. There's still him taking that money. Didn't he take money from his dad? After he died?
Probably. Like, I'm not too
like
sure about that, but like, probably. Like,
yeah, he's that bad. Like, yeah. So yeah, I'm still kind of thinking about it because I get going and you kind of get explaining one thing, and next thing you know, it's like 2 hours and you still haven't gotten anywhere past that. There's just so much bull crap in what happens with him in his life. The people that die unexpectedly or take falls or shot at up the side of a highway or found dead laying on the middle of a highway or, secondary road. There's just so much to it that,
yeah, you could deep dive forever on a lot of these things with Murdaugh because each thing is like its own separate event that goes deep, and then you have to try to put it all together. It's kind of
and if there's not some kind of, people jump into this at different times. So, if you're to jump in right now and try to watch this trial, it's a whole bunch of who's. Like, I want to go through that one that tells us exactly who each person is, because I think that would be helpful to people who aren't sure, because there are just so many people, so many different directions, so many rabbit holes that, yeah, I might do something later on the who's in the Murdaugh trial. Yeah. And with the other case, just kind of look back and see if there's anything else that we have missed with Kohberger, because if more stuff doesn't come out with him, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of it's just going to be people, like, just speculation. I mean, like the recent stuff that's come out about Xana's injuries and her fighting back, and then I think there was something else.
Well, and I'm thinking more along the lines of previous crimes before he even, because, I mean, we've talked about this quite a few times, how it's very odd that somebody would go in.
Yeah, where's his escalation? Where's his
exactly? Yeah. They're adorable, aren't they, Blifton? Yeah, look at them. Yo, matey. Caesar rough. Oh my God, they're adorable. It does. It makes you kind of want one. Right? Ass over tea kettle. Oh my goodness. So yeah, maybe a person will take a look at that later, because it would be really difficult for people to know who's who at this point, I'm thinking. I mean,
Yeah.
it would take a little bit to try and figure it all out.
It'd be nice if they actually put like a schedule of who's supposed to be testifying. That way you can also just do it like prior
That's
to the
true.
week, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm kind of surprised there's not, actually.
Unless that list is supposed to be in order.
Yeah. Usually, hey. Usually, they are usually in order. I mean, I know this. I get so confused with the U.S. Like, is it state decision as to how they deal with this stuff? But it's a federal case, so does. Oh my God. Who's gonna have the best information, most accurate information about these 250 people?
That's going to be a long time of Google searching.
Absolutely.
But if you have it all in one place, I mean, let me see.
Exactly.
I haven't looked at the link yet.
Yeah. No, I'll go through those names that who are involved, and when I get my printer, I'll print off like the list of jurors, or not list of jurors, of witnesses that are coming on.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, there's just like, it's a couple of like the lawyer names and Paul's friends. That's a good list.
Now, is that on Discord? Is that where you just found that?
No, that's the one that you sent me a little bit ago.
Okay. Yeah, it is a pretty good list. Thought maybe we'd found a little bit more. I like notes. I have to have notes. And then after I have notes, I have to remember to read them. Yeah, I am more of I have to go over things a few times in order to make things kind of stick where they're supposed to. I've always been that way, studying. It's like cue cards and, repetitive. So anything else we need to add, my friend?
No, I think I'm good. Like, I'm gonna watch a movie tonight, so
okay.
I
beg your pardon?
I did find this other list if you want to go through it later with the names. There's key dates of key dates on the investigation.
Okay.
When they started looking
nice.
at Alex.
Okay. Okay. I will check it out. Absolutely.
Man,
okay. Well, I think I've been on 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes. So I think I'll give everybody a break. Go stretch their legs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some more looking at both. I want to go through this the sanctions, and I also want to I'll look through the names that you've got and go from there.
I'm gonna watch Black Panther if you guys haven't. I'm just like watch it on Disney.
Okay.
But I think later I'm gonna work on that calendar again.
Are you? Okay. Yeah. It is so awesome.
Add some of this stuff on, like these new dates that I sent to you. There's some new dates there.
Okay. Nice. Well, happy Sunday to everybody. I'm glad you're going to stretch out and watch a movie, friend.
Yes.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Sunday, it's God's day of rest. So
exactly. Exactly. Well, have a great night, everybody. Thanks very much, Mexi. Thank you very much, mods. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll
See you
see you
later.
next one.
Bye.
Bye.